Hey everybody, just a heads up, this one contains some sexually explicit content, so it may not be appropriate for all listeners or environments. Good luck, enjoy.
Eventually you get absorbed in, and you are Sonic.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to No Repeat. It's a podcast where we pick 3 songs every week with no repeats and no do-overs to create the perfect song for every Valentine. I'm Taylor Olmstead, and I'm joined by my 3 partners in love here, Tyler Reed.
Body yaddy 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 yaddy.
And Sean Evans.
There's Tyler and I, but who's the other partner?
That's for the listeners to find out.
Oh, okay.
Try real quick. Can we get
No.
get a nice Cardi? That's sorry. That's making. I'm sorry.
Tyler, what was our challenge this week?
This week we are trying to find the perfect song for when you're in the mood, trying to have the mood, but the song just kind of ruins it. Submitted by Sean, our very own Sean.
God, I'm just laughing because the picks for this week. This is either going to be like a really stupid show or an epic show. I think.
This is gonna be a really stupid one.
I feel like once again, I've been saying a lot on this show. We've chosen violence once again. We've really chosen the nuclear option.
All right, Sean, what were you thinking?
What were you cooking?
Everybody's got one of these songs. Like a bunch, probably. This is where you're just like, man, when this comes on, this is not my jam. This is like my anti-sexy jam. But there's probably somebody else that's like in the immediate vicinity who's probably like, yeah, no. This song is this is my Randy song.
Okay, so you're thinking this is songs that may work for some people, but it does not work for you.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I was initially looking at this very differently. We had kind of some last minute chatter in the back channels on this one, because I was thinking we were looking at songs that like might appear on like a playlist with, or on like the radios, like the streaming radio Pandora with a bunch of sexy songs, and then you get a song that's like, oh no, not this one, no. Such as my example, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? The love theme from The Lion King.
Well, that's definitely a mood killer too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of songs that could fit into this challenge.
Well, yeah.
It's like it's like how nobody wants to hear Randy Newman's "You Got a Friend in Me" when they're making love.
Right, but that was my point. Is like we weren't going for like, oh, this song is prominently featured in a children's movie and therefore it's not sexy. We're talking like these songs are goofy as hell and take you out of it.
Yeah, you got a friend.
What playlist are you listening to that just have those just sort of like those just dropped in casually?
I mean, I am engaged to a Disney adult. They just appear in playlists.
I mean, you're right. You have a very special relationship with the Disney Corporation. I understand.
You could say that, yes.
Just like we each have. No. I don't think I can recall the last time a Disney song randomly appeared into my life unannounced. So it probably was the Eurobeat episode.
Classic.
Anyway, I mean, more or less, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? Was that like, as I was kind of like looking through for like songs for this challenge, it really does seem like sort of like love adjacent songs, you know, like I struggle to call them love songs because it's like they're about having a good time with a lady, but it's like, who is this for? And I feel like the problem is that like Wait, the Whisper song is like, if you listed that on purpose, you're like, this is huge air quotes sexy, but I mean, ladies sound off in the comments. Are you turned on by Wait, the Whisper song? I don't think so. So who's having a good time with this? You know, But I feel like a lot of it is also a sort of like really of its era. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff like ages very poorly, or like because of the length of time we've heard it, or the many times, or the context we've heard it in, where it's like, okay, well, it's lost all appeal. Like I'm sure in 2005, "Sexy Back" was a sufficiently sexy song to listen to, but you're like 2023.
2023's "Sexy's Back" reminds you of "Dick in a Box."
Yeah, exactly.
That you're like,
Except one of those has a memorable catch, a memorable hook to it.
I'm in love with a stripper.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
another great example. Stop stealing all my B-sides.
Hot take. That's a hot take.
Like T-Pain was on something. He knew what he was doing.
I was just saying, there's a lot of odd jams that were fall into this category.
You a drink.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's the kind of like vaguely like sexual song to play in the club, or not vaguely sexual, I should say. It's the hypersexual song to play in the club that if you take it to the bedroom does not work.
Yeah. You're like, this. What's the? I guess it really is just specifically for the club.
Next,
Also,
you're gonna say that "Yeah" is not a hot song.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Depends on your relationship with the other parties involved.
What? Okay.
So I initially went in a very different direction because I thought this was like a different kind of thing because it was a Valentine's Day challenge. And so I was looking at like ballady songs that sound really cute, and then you listen to the lyrics and they're not. So like the obvious example is Green Day's "Good Riddance, Time of Your Life," which like everyone plays at high school graduations or whatever, but it's really about someone that you absolutely hate. So that came up, but I also had a couple other songs that like on the surface seem like they're like romantic love ballads, and then just like a cursory glance at the lyrics is like, oh no, this is real sad.
Right.
And so I had some of those, but when the picks started coming in, I was like, no, okay, we gotta go a little higher energy because it's not a love-making song, it's a mood-ruining song. And one could argue that, like, you know, there are those soft songs for the bedroom that it doesn't really matter what they're saying. And I didn't want to, like, fly too close to the sun on that one. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go over the top. I'm going to be like, here's one that just purely will not work.
Oh, yeah, you picked a good one. You picked a modern classic for this.
I sure tried. So this week I chose Pretty by Lil Yachty.
Let's go to Sunset City, go to Sunset City. Walk up on the right side, I feel so pretty. Kiss my girl on her thighs, grab on her titties. I know that they just...
Sean really
wow,
up.
Sean's laugh almost sounds like Lil Yachty's vocals on this song.
Little giggle party over here. All right, okay.
Okay. I really struggled with whether or not I was going to pick this song here. Because our patrons will know that I talked about this song on our patron exclusive podcast last month and called it a slow jam from hell. And, you know, I still stand by that. The thing is, I find this song very strangely captivating, so I don't feel bad about it being on the playlist. Because I do think it has, like, a meme-y quality that makes it interesting and fun. But this song cannot come on in the bedroom. This is instant, like, falling over, doubled over laughing. It's too fucking funny. The high-pitched, like, moaning that Lil Yachty is doing behind the chorus on this whole song, I don't even know how to describe it. It sounds like the noise that goes along with the O face from Office Space. Like, if people remember that whole discourse in that movie, like, this is what Lil Yachty's O-Face sounds like.
Oh.
And the only thing worse than that is in the first verse when he said, well, the only two things worse than that are the intro where a woman tells Yachty to bust her open, which I don't love. But then I think perhaps the worst part, the part that I just like cannot abide if you put this song into a bedroom context, is when Lil Yachty says, woke up on the right side, I feel so pretty, kiss my girl on her thighs, grab on her titties. But he says it as if he spells it Tiddies, like titties.
Yeah, like titties.
He's in 8th grade. And it's just like, it's so childish and stupid that like I cannot take him seriously when he says that. I'm like, what woman is gonna let you do that and like say that to her? Like, let me grab on your titties. Like, it's like a teenager searching on Google for the first time. It bothers me so much the way he says that. And the lyrics here are not good. I know that they despise I feel so sexy. If someone say I'm not, must not have met me. Wow, man. Ah, God. It's so ridiculous. And he just feels so pretty. So damn pretty.
I totally understand that. The titty line reminded me of somebody being like, oh yeah, girl gonna touch my pee-pee. You're just like, wow, that really ruined the mood right there. Like, you really just done did that. Like, you really just messed that one up. I listened to this song for the first time last week. I played this album start to finish. It's like, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna find out what Lil Yachty's up to. And when I got to this song, I was like, wow, this is a thing. I remember this song. I remember this song from the first listen. I was like, wow, this is a song.
But it gets stuck in your fucking head.
Yeah, it does. And it's that like weird modulation that he does with his voice. It's that I kind of love it, and it's kind of probably the equivalent of like a sexual climax of a peacock.
Huh.
Like it's a beautiful sequence of sounds that goes down in this one. But I like the jam. I like that it's a slow jam. That's what I mean. Like it kind of has a lot of the potential of being a very good sultry love song. But then once you like look a little bit closer, once you pull back
the first 10 seconds,
the curtain of sexiness, yeah, you're like, oh man, there's a lot happening here. Ooh. Yeah. And a lot of let me put it this way. Lil Yachty, it will not be the poet laureate of his generation. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't think he's going for that, though. I think he's going for fun. And he definitely accomplished that.
He sure had fun in the booth on this one.
Oh, yeah. Imagine what got left on the cutting room floor. Imagine how good this song could have been.
Oh, my God.
Tyler's thoroughly turned on.
What's the word for anti-coming? What is it? Tell me.
Aggressively flaccid.
The flaccidity
aggressive
rating
flaccidity.
is off the charts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could be possibly aroused in any capacity by the pizza man. You know, like, he just... His name's Lil Yachty.
Lil Boat.
Lil Boat man. Lil Boat pizza boy. He says, I don't like real food. I have never eaten a vegetable. Please think I'm hot.
What if when you opened up the box of pizza that sound came out? That yeah sound. Like
you know what? Sean, that's a $50,000 idea. Somebody should put you in charge of a PR marketing department at a major Italian adjacent ready to eat food company. I mean, I feel like y'all already kind of covered the basics of the strange yodeling in a way. the auto yodel.
Auto yodel.
The auto yodel.
That's a good term for it.
This has kind of been errata auto yodel. Errata auto yodel. There you go.
And I'm also glad both of you noted on the titties part, because I also was like, yep.
Tyler loves him titties.
I'm out of it. I do. I do. I'm a warm-blooded American man. I do love titties.
You can't even say it out loud with a straight face, let alone
I can't even say it out loud because it's.
I think
Step on me. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so yeah, it's somehow manages to be like braggadocious in like the weirdest way. I mean, he's not like you're pretty. He's like, I'm so pretty. You think I'm pretty, right? Beauty, look at this. You know what? Yachty's it seems like he has a great complexion for a man who eats only greasy pizza food.
Nobody can confirm what Yachty's diet habits are. Okay, we're just making this.
He was
shit
on
up.
Hot Ones. We know.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. Confirmed. Confirmed pizza diet. Anyway, I mean, we've also said, it's a good enough song. But I'm just wondering, who is this for? When is this for? When does Yachty want people to listen to this? Is it in the club?
I think this chorus is for TikTok.
Oh, absolutely. What song isn't for TikTok now?
Like I said, 2023, the golden age of music. Oh, Tyler, speaking of golden age songs, though, you should go next.
Yes,
Yours is
I agree.
immediately adjacent to this song.
Yes.
This week I chose Thong Song by Cisco.
I think I'll sing it again. She had dumps like a guys like what all night long. Let me see that thong, baby. That thong. I like it when the beat goes. Baby, make it booty go. That thong. That girl's so scandalous, and I know enough handle it. And she's shaking that.
Look, Tyler's just letting all the ladies know what fellas talk about.
Let me see it. Let me see the thong. So I'm pretty sure I remember hearing this song when it came out when I was like 8 years old, and I was like, this is a hot song. This is like, ooh, spicy, yeah. And I was like, I wonder if this is, probably my baby brain. I was like, is this what adults listen to when they're doing it? And now as an adult, I'm like, were people having a good time to thong song back then? Maybe. Anyway, so I think I ultimately landed on Thong Song because it somehow manages to be a perfectly... It takes the formula of like sort of like the R&B, like sort of like smooth ballad that I've kind of been like talking about, but decides to absolutely just take a wrecking ball to it by having the cheesiest, corniest possible like chorus of all time. like there's like some parts in like the bridges and the verses where you're like, okay, this is like a little cringe, like a little weird, but you're like, yeah, I can still kind of get into it. But thong to thong 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 is just he says it with such conviction. He really believes it. Special shout out to the Eleanor Rigby sample in the song. Isn't that fun? But yeah, so I picked it because I think that it perfectly embodies the song that you should listen to when you're doing it, maybe. Depending. It passes the sniff test until the chorus.
I'm pretty sure there's a line in the song that's dumps like a truck,
thighs like what?
Like you're like, okay, sure, I could excuse that. Like it's not great.
Honestly, I don't think that's the worst thing about this song.
Oh, really? You found a better lyric than that?
It's not that. It's that this song is so aggressively overproduced.
That's what turns you off.
Well, okay.
/ on.
Here's the thing, right? When is the last time you can honestly say, other than for this podcast, that you listened to the thong song in its entirety?
When was the last time I was at a wedding?
See, that's the thing, though. I don't think they ever play the thong song all the way through at weddings. Because this song... No, you don't need to, because this song is 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and you hear everything that's going to happen lyrically within the first minute. And that would...
Like, I'm listening to it right now, 3:30, it's just kind of just going over the same thing again. This could be a 3-minute song.
Right. And it's not that that's, like, what turns me off about it. What turns me off about it is in the latter half when you have this massive string flourish behind this man singing about thongs, and then you have a whole minute where the backing vocals are repeating the chorus, and Cisco's just like slow jam improvising a la Boys to Men for like a minute and a half, as if this is serious, as if he means this. That's the part that bothers me. It is the conviction with which Cisco sings, "I don't think you heard me." Like, no, Cisco, we heard you. You've said like 100 times that you want to see that thong. We get it. Maybe she just doesn't want to show it to you, dude.
Not interested. Consent, important.
Maybe he's asking a lot of people. I mean, this is a song. It's a song about the struggle.
Frantically searching for a woman.
Yeah.
I can't take him seriously at all. Nor did I think anyone else did. I think we all looked at this and said, this is a joke. And then I feel like it's even more of a joke when I read the Wikipedia, where it says, the impetus for the song came from when the 19-year-old Cisco joked that his hair turned white the first time he saw a thong, similar to Charlton Heston in the film The Ten Commandments, where God turns Moses' hair white. I'm sorry, what?
Cisco is like a true man, okay? Sorry that I doubted Cisco's
virility.
There's a wooga
deep spirituality for thongs. Let's make that connection real quick. I love that Tyler posted the lyrics, and it's basically like, I don't know, 5 lines across, 5 inches high.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
There's a lot of na-na-nas.
And the thongs.
Yeah. The thongs. Yeah, here we go. What a winner. It's ironic that right after this, my YouTube decided it wanted to replay me Butterfly Modern Tiger.
You're my butterfly sugar baby.
Yeah, it's my butterfly.
Also would have been good.
Well, Sean, that just leaves you. What do you have for us?
This week I have Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. So I just went and asked my wife, like, hey, I'm going to start listening to some songs that I like. Tell me. Well, no, I think the conversation started that Sarah was like, yeah, Bruno Mars is overrated. And I was like, oh, really? Because I kind of like some of his songs. Like, I think they're kind of catchy. And I think that's kind of how it devolved into Locked Out of Heaven as being like an awful song. And I was like, oh, I think it's kind of romantic, like you're really into somebody. And then when this challenge came up, I was like, wow, this immediately captures this, that if this came on, the mood would completely be ruined because it's just not sexy at all. And listening to Pretty in this song, I think that there's a lot of interesting bird calling happening here. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I'm like, it's a little bit hits home a little hard for me because I like this song, and then I was told that it wasn't a sexy song. So I don't know. Help me out. Sexy song? Not sexy song?
Well, it's Bruno Mars, so no.
Ooh. Bruno Mars before Silk Sonic.
Boom.
We specifically told our wedding DJ no Bruno Mars. It is the only artist that we told him absolutely none.
I'm glad we finally have a vehicle for talking about this, but in a similar vein, it's probably not the same at all, but I heard Ed Sheeran in public at one point, and I was like, who is this? Not because I liked it, I was just like, I feel like whenever I hear an Ed Sheeran song, I'm just like, I've never listened to you on purpose. I'm never going to remember who you are. Nothing is ever memorable. Similarly, I haven't listened to a Bruno Mars like album before, like Silk Sonic, on purpose. I'm like, what? I feel like I just hear it all the time. I'm like, well, you like you're like weddings, you're at like the supermarket, whatever. But so I was like, I don't need to listen to this. It's fine. That being said, I don't think this is particularly sexy.
I mean, it's about sex, though.
Yeah, it's about sex, but it's not. See, this is what I'm saying. What's men's problems? what are men on right now? They're like.
Yeah, like why did he write this song? Why did he remake Roxanne, but remove all of the sexual appeal of Roxanne?
Rocks.
Well, because Drake's on the hooker vibe now, or the stripper vibe. You can't. No, it's true. Drake loves strippers.
Oh,
He's
well, yeah,
with a stripper?
But this isn't Drake. This is Bruno Mars.
Well, that's what I mean. Bruno's got to go for his own angle now.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I will also say the dubsteppy whirling synth in the chorus on this has not aged well at all. It reminds me of like a Avicii and things like that, and I'm just like, I don't need this. I don't need this. Keep him locked out of heaven.
Is this a Roxanne cover, or is this a Roxanne sample? Sorry, I didn't mean to say.
Yeah. He sample? Like had to give the Police co-writing credit on this song because among Bruno Mars's many flaws, he basically rewrites other people's songs for a living.
Damn. So you mean that Bruno Mars is never making sweet, sweet true love to you? He's actually making love to most of his exes, but you're just the person who's receiving it?
Yes,
he's going to catch a grenade for you, though. He's not going to love you, but he is going to catch a grenade.
That's a supremely unsexy angle. You're totally right.
It's not about you. It's about everyone that looks like you from 20 years ago.
Damn. Yeah, there's not any more reason to go into that. Change my mind here. Okay, episode 220 listener submissions. Toughest Niles picked the Ignition remix by R. Kelly.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Toot toot.
Oh, God.
Beep, beep.
Okay.
Which is, let me just say, that...
They go downhill from there, folks.
I'm... Perfect. I think that's the perfect song for this challenge. Thanks, Lindsay.
All right. iMouse Nano picked Seabat by Hudson Mohawk.
Well, we all know it's the perfect song for thrusting.
Yikeronia cheese, boys.
We have a whole episode on it. Go back and listen to it.
Go back and listen to it. One of our most listened to episodes.
Okay, well, with that, it's time for our listener B-sides, and these were songs that were so close to getting hot and sexy, but didn't quite have the power that the other ones did.
They were too sexy.
Yeah.
It's the opposite problem, is that they're too good.
Let's see. So, Tyler already mentioned it, but we can't have this discussion without talking about Wait the Whisper song by the Yee Twins. Love Again by Run the Jewels featuring Gangsta Boo. If you know, you know. Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Careless Whisper? Never gonna give you up. Which is almost a sexy song. Buy You a Drink. A little bit of Trap Queen. I went to a very specific area of music. I'm in love with a stripper. Not necessarily a pick, but number one spot by Luda is not for that. But I was like, I was like, oh, I'm just finding all these Atlanta rappers. I like went down that. I was like, how's Luda doing?
Luda's great.
And then Waits, the Whisper song, Snap Your Fingers. And then I almost chose it, but Body by Megan Thee Stallion, because Body Yaddy 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 is just too funny.
Well, Tyler, if people want to explain what those thighs are to you, where can they do it?
Hey everybody, you can find my design and illustration work at rudepets.club and on the socials, Rude Pets Club, Instagram, Twitter.
Sean, if people want to let you into heaven, where can they do that?
You had to go there, didn't you? Just couldn't help yourself.
He does it every week.
Yeah,
you can't keep it away with this.
Instagram, Telly Sean, that's where I'm at.
And if you think I'm so damn pretty, you can find me on Instagram at TC Olmstead. All of these songs will be on the official No Repeat podcast playlist, which we do not recommend for the bedroom. And we'll be back next week with another episode of No Repeat.